Love my life. You didn't just come into my world, you became it. Before you, everything was half lived, like a melody missing its chorus. Then you appeared, not like a storm, but like sunrise, soft, sure, and impossible to ignore. You didn't ask for my heart, yet it found its way to you, like it had been searching forever. In your eyes, I saw everything I didn't know I needed: peace, passion, purpose. You didn't complete me, you revealed me. With every glance, you peeled away my fears. With every touch, you wrote safety into my skin. You were never a moment, you were a shift in my universe. The moment my life tilted toward the kind of love that writes its name in breath, I began to see the world through your reflection. Suddenly, every ordinary thing became beautiful. The wind felt warmer, the sky looked kinder, and my soul, once tired, started to dance. I didn't just fall in love with you, I fell into life because of you. You didn't just love me, you taught me how to love my life. When you laughed, it was like hearing sunlight sing. It awakened something inside me that had long been sleeping, a longing to live, not just exist. Your joy became my anthem. I'd watch you speak, not always hearing the words, because I was too lost in how your lips moved, like poetry across your face. You became my gravity, the force pulling me home when the world spun too fast. When my mind grew loud with doubt and noise, your voice was the calm I reached for, the echo that reminded me I was not alone. You gave meaning to my silence and filled the gaps between each heartbeat with presence. I used to think love was chaos, wild and overwhelming, but with you it became soft, tender, and grounding. I didn't lose myself in you. I found a version of me I never imagined possible. With your love I began to bloom. You touched every scar with acceptance, every fear with understanding, and slowly I started to love the life I was living, because you were in it. You didn't need grand gestures to leave a permanent mark. Just being you was enough to alter my world. The way you listened like every word mattered. The way your eyes lit up when you saw me. It made me believe I was worthy of being loved. Not for what I gave, but for who I was. Your love wasn't loud, but it echoed louder than anything I'd known. It wrapped around me in the smallest moments, in shared glances, in midnight whispers, in the way you reached for my hand when no one was looking. You didn't just bring light, you became it. And because of you, I began to see light in myself. The mirror no longer reflected flaws. It showed someone loved, chosen, and seen. Every dream I had suddenly had a place in reality, because you made me believe I could reach them. You never promised perfection. You gave me honesty, effort, and unwavering presence. And in that I found a forever that felt real. You didn't save me. You reminded me how to save myself, and in doing so, made me love my life. We grew together, not in a straight line, but in beautiful winding circles, learning, unlearning, growing through pain and joy. Our love wasn't always easy, but it was always true. You stayed when it was hard. You held me when I broke. You forgave when I stumbled. You never asked me to be anything other than human. And in your arms, even my broken pieces felt beautiful. We built a language of glances, of silences filled with understanding. When words failed, our souls spoke. You showed me that love wasn't just passion. It was showing up on the days you didn't feel like it, choosing each other again and again. In your love I saw strength, patience, and resilience. It taught me that even the most fragile hearts can hold infinite depth. You didn't just walk beside me, you walked with me into the fire and through it. And when we emerged scorched and raw, we were stronger, we were real. You loved the hardest parts of me without flinching, and because of you I stopped hiding from myself. I finally started loving this life, because it meant loving you. I never knew love could be both thunder and shelter. You were the storm that woke me up, and the calm that helped me sleep. In your gaze, I found safety, like nothing could touch me as long as you were near. You didn't shield me from life's battles. You stood beside me, sword drawn, saying, "We fight together." You taught me that vulnerability was not weakness, but a strength that only the brave could offer. And you were brave in the way you loved, in the way you stayed. You saw parts of me I wanted to hide and chose them anyway. You made me believe that I didn't need fixing. I just needed to be held. You saw beauty in my fears, worth in my mess, and potential in my silence. You didn't try to change me. You loved me as I was, and in doing so, helped me change in ways I never thought possible. Now when I look at life, I don't see emptiness. I see the space you filled with light, the memories we carved, and the reasons I love this life more with every breath. You were my beginning, not in a once upon a time way, but in the way that every part of me began to feel when I met you. I had lived years before you, but they felt hollow in comparison. You brought depth to my existence, color to my gray, and a rhythm to my silence. When I say I love you, I don't just mean you, I mean everything you brought into my world. I love the person I am because of you. I love the mornings that begin with your voice, the nights that end with your arms around me, the dreams that now have your face in them. I never imagined someone could hold so much of me and still look at me like I was magic. You remind me daily that love isn't about having all the answers. It's about choosing to stay through the question. You're the best choice I've ever made, the softest place I've ever landed, and the loudest beat in the heart I carry. You didn't just make me love you, you made me love the life I never thought could feel this. Sometimes I wonder what life would have looked like without you, and the thought leaves me breathless with sorrow, because you've become the pulse in my veins, the breath in my lungs, the warmth in my chest, when everything else feels. There are days when we fight, when we fall silent, when love feels like effort. But even then I'd choose you, especially then, because even our worst moments hold more meaning than a lifetime of emptiness without you. I don't need perfection, I just need presence, and you give that to me again and again. I don't count our love in years or days. I count it in the number of times you made me smile when I didn't think I could, the number of times you said I'm here and meant it. You're the quiet in my chaos, the reason I return to hope, the name that softens the hardest parts of my day. And when people ask me what saved me, I say loving you, because in loving you I found myself, and in finding myself I began to truly love this life. The way you hold me tells a story no book ever could. It's not just arms, it's a vow without words. You protect me without caging me. You guide me without leading. You let me be me even when that means standing in shadows. You never asked me to shine for you. You just became my light, and that's why I glow. You don't complete me. You remind me I was whole all along, just waiting for someone to see it. With you, even silence becomes sacred. Even the ordinary feels divine. I'd rather sit in stillness with you than dance in noise with anyone else. There's nothing louder than a heartbeat next to mine that matches its rhythm. That's what you are, my echo, my rhythm, my peace. You've shown me that love is not measured in roses or promises, but in consistency, presence and kindness. You've been all of that and more. And in being loved by you, I've begun to love not just the life we've built, but the life I'm finally proud to live, to breathe, to wake up to. No one warned me how deeply love could rewrite everything I knew. It wasn't fireworks, it was a slow, beautiful burn that lit every dark corner I'd learned to live with. You didn't explode into my life, you seeped into it like warmth into winter. And now even the coldest moments can't reach me the way they once did, because your love still burns in my chest. You make the unknown feel safe, the broken feel holy, the future feel inviting. You made me believe that maybe, just maybe, life wasn't something I had to endure, but something I could cherish. You made home a person, not a place. I used to search for purpose in success, in validation, in doing more. Now I find it in your eyes, in quiet mornings beside you, in the softness of your voice saying my name. You've become my sacred space, my anchor, my wings, and in every sense of the word you are love, you are life, you are the reason I no longer just exist. I live, I breathe, I believe, I love my life. Because I love you. And if the world ends tomorrow, I'll go with no regrets. Because in this lifetime I got to love you. I got to hold your hand through storms and watch you sleep beside me on quiet nights. I got to hear you laugh, to feel your tears, to see the world through your beautiful chaotic heart. That's more than most get. You didn't just teach me love, you taught me living, real living. The kind that hurts and heals, that breaks and rebuilds, that keeps going not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. I've learned that the most powerful love stories aren't the ones that are perfect. They're the ones where both people stay when it's messy, and we stayed, we loved fully, and without holding back. You gave me everything, your time, your truth, your tenderness, and with all that you gave, the greatest gift was how you made me feel alive. You are not a chapter, you are the whole book, the title, the ending, and everything in between. You are the reason I love my life, every breath, every beat, every moment.